Hi there, this is Rishabh, and in this video we are going to learn how to Dockerize a Django application. So to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new repository for this project. So in this project, all that we are going to do is we are just going to Dockerize the application and nothing more than that. So let's create a different repository for this. So let's just click on new and let's name it Dockerized Django. Yeah, so Dockerized Django is going to be the name of the repository, and the description will be learn how to Dockerize a Django application. Cool. So yep, let's add a readme file to this, a git ignore, and the template would be a Python template. Yes, and I really don't need a license for now, so let's just create this repository. Cool, so the repository has been created. Now the next step will be, let's just clone this repository. So here we copy the URL and then we go to the local machine. So here I'm going to clone this repository. So I'm going to do git clone Great. So that as we can see, the Dockerized Django repository has been cloned on my local. So now what we have to do is, now we have to create a Django application, and then we are going to add the Docker file for it. Let's get started. So before I do that, because I'm going to create my Django application without using the Docker, so first of all I'm going to create a virtual environment. So let's just do that. So I'm going to create a virtual environment. I will create my Django application first, and then I will Dockerize it. So there can be other approaches also, where we create the Docker, and then inside of the Docker we create the Django project. But here we are going to create the project first. So let's just activate the virtual environment. Yeah, great. So now let's just change the directory to Dockerized Django. Cool, so now we are inside of this, and now let's create our project. Before we can create a project, we need to install Django here. So let's do a pip install Django. Cool. So Django has been installed. Now I will have the access to Django admin command. Yep. So now I can create a new project by using the command start project here. So Django admin start project Dockerized. So I'm going to call it Dockerized. So hit enter. Yes, so inside of Dockerized Django, as we can see, that Dockerized has been created for me. Now what I need to do is I need to change my directory into Dockerized. Yes. Now here what I can do is, so first of all, let's create a requirements.txt file. Which will have all the requirements which I have for my application. Now at this point of time, if you will try to run the application, it will run fine. Yep. So as we can see that the Django project is running fine on my local machine. Now let's just Dockerize it. Now in order to Dockerize my application, the very first thing which I need to do is I need to create a Docker file for my Django application. So let's add a Docker file. Now inside of this Docker file, I need to declare how my image should be built. So as we know that there is always a Docker image, and that image is used to create my containers. So to define that image, I need to tell that, okay, these are the steps to build my image. So let's define those steps. So the very first thing which we want to do is from Python 3. So there is a Python 3 image which is already set up. So this is an image which comes with Python 3 installed. So for my Docker containers, this is the image which I'm going to use. So then we are going to create a directory called code, and let's set that directory to the work dir. So which means my working directory is going to be this code directory. Now the next step which I need to do is I need to copy my requirements requirements.txt to code, and let's just put a slash here, and then I need to run a pip install so that all my dependencies are installed inside of this image. And then what we are going to do is then we are going to copy the current directory inside of the code. Great, so that's all for my Docker file. But in order to create the containers, it's always a good idea to use Docker Compose. So let's also define a Docker Compose file here, that is docker compose.yml file. So here we will define our services, and in using those service definitions, our Docker containers will be created. So the very first line here is the version. So let's just define the version. So in our case, the version is going to be 3.0. Now let's start defining our services. Now in most of the Django projects, it's the database which is used is Postgres. So I almost always like to define Postgres also when I'm defining a web application image. So let's just have a DB service also. So for DB, the image which we are going to use is Postgres, and also we need to pass on some environment. So let's just pass first of all, we are going to pass on the name of the database. In this case, we are going to keep it Postgres only. And then let's pass the Postgres user. I'm going to keep it Postgres again. Now here you can also use environment variables, but because I'm creating this video purely for educational purposes, I'm bypassing that. So it's always a good idea to use environment variables, because your Docker Compose YML file will actually be committed in your repository. So it's not a good idea at all to have your credentials here. It's a good idea to have environment variables, have these credentials in the environment variable. So what I will do is I will create a separate video wherein we will talk about how to use those environment variables. In this specific one, let's just focus on creating Dockerizing this application. So let's go ahead and give a password also, that is Postgres password, which let's keep it something maybe not so secure, but let's go for Postgres only. Yeah. Apart from this, what we need to define is volumes. So volumes are very important concept. So how does volume help us? So when you bring the Dockers down, which means when you destroy the containers gets destroyed along with all the data which they had. But if we want to persist the data of the database, it's important that we attach volumes to that container. So here what we are going to do, we are going to say that my DB data, and then I'm going to attach this to where lib PostgreSQL data. So this is where Postgres stores data, and I am attaching a DB data volume to this location so that my data can be preserved. Now let's define our web service. So here, now we can see that here we use the image Postgres, but for the web, the image will have to be built from this directory itself. Here you can see the Docker file. So this Docker file will be used when the web container will be built. So the next step will be that we can define a command. Which command needs to run? I forgot this. Yeah. So the command will be a regular command, that is python manage.py run server, and then let's run it on all interfaces and port number 8000. Apart from that, here also we are going to use the concept of volumes. Why I'm going to do this is, because this helps to basically restart the code easily, like restart when you're developing. So this is a very important, a very good setting when you're developing an application. So the next, apart from this, we need to open the ports also. So let's just define the ports. So it will be that we are going to connect 8000 of our local machine to the 8000 port of Docker. Okay, so and then we need to define that the web service, it depends on the DB service. So which means that as long as the DB service is not running, we really can't run the web service. So there is a dependency here. Apart from this, well, there are certain settings which are important specifically for the development purpose. One of them being, and now these settings, they are really helpful when we have to use the Django debugger, the Python debugger, when we are still developing the application. So once you can actually remove these lines if you move your code to production. So these are here only so that I can use my debugger while I'm still developing my application. Then apart from this, I need to tell what all volumes are being used. So here I will say DB data. Okay, that's pretty much it. So I think the Docker Compose file is now complete. Let's do a Docker Compose PS. Great. So as we can see that none of my containers are running so far. So now what I have to do is I will say Docker Compose up and enter. So now as we can see that my containers are being built. And this is the web one. So wherein all the steps are being followed, which are defined in the Docker file. So first of all, the image is being built, and then the containers will start running. So I'll just pause the video and wait for the process to complete, and then I'll switch on the video again. Great. So as we can see that the container has been built, and now as we can see that the migrations, there are 18 unapplied migrations which we have not applied, but the application is running on port 8000, and since we connected the 8000 port of our local machine with this Docker, So let's just try to run this application on our browser. So let's just move to localhost 8000. Okay, great. So as we can see that the application is running on our local machine, and this is running inside of the Docker container. We are not running it on local machine. It's basically running inside of this Docker. And we can also see this in a different terminal. What we can do is, so yep, let's just do, first of all, let's go to the directory and dockerized. Now we can see docker compose ps. So it gives us that there are two containers which are up. One is the container for the web application, the other one is the container for the database. Great, so that's it. We have dockerized this Django application, and now what we can do is we can keep on developing this application, and it will keep on running inside of these containers, and all the benefits of containers we can enjoy now. Great, so thank you so much for watching this video. In this video we learned how to dockerize a Django application. Thank you so much for watching.